Hello, my name is Julian and I'm going to walk you through the materials configuration and importation for C-Cube. So materials are really the foundation of building a quote, the project costs, and everything else in where you have costs in C-Cube. So it's a good thing to have a good foundation and really have all the materials you need to start with. So most builders have between 50 and 100 materials that they commonly use. Uh, you should start with that. You should start to import those, and then whenever you find a new one while you're doing a quote or something like that, you can just create them on the fly. There's no problem with that. So let's get started. So this is a brand new account. To get to the materials, you go to Preferences and then Materials, and there you have your list of materials. I've already created some materials for a roofer here. It's just an example. Again, you can create whatever you want. So now I've organized those with a category here, and this is the material name, and you can search those by the treatings when you're building your quote. So you can search the materials by category, you can search them by name, or you can search them by code. So those are the three attributes you can use that will impact the search. So what am I talking about? What are those attributes? Let's just open here the shingle BP Dakota. If I open that, you'll see that you have the record for that material. The name here is BP Dakota. The code here, I don't have any, but I could use either the code I use in my accounting or the code I use, or the supplier code, so the code that the supplier gives me, or any kind of code that will make your life easier. So here I can add BP Dakota or something like that. I can use the same. I can use anything else. I can use whatever I want. So let's put it like that for now. You have a category. You can use categories that you have already created. You can create a new one. Really, you just type anything, add the category. But right now, let's stick with shingles. So those three first fields are the ones that are going to be used to do the search. So the search in the quotes, the search in the assemblies, search everywhere for the materials. This is the three attributes that are going to be used. Now, you can also add a supplier to your material record. So if you always order that material from a single supplier, it really makes sense to put the supplier there. What it does is that when you actually create your purchase order based on the quote, it's going to use that supplier to actually create a purchase order for you with all the materials that are linked to that supplier. So this is really quickly done if you've put all your suppliers in there. Quantity in stock, really this field doesn't do anything in C-Cube, but you have it there so that you can add your stock there. Units, this is the units, those are the units that you created on your configuration. So you can select those. If they're missing, you have to go back to Preferences, Project, General, and then add a unit in there. But most likely the unit that you have is already in the defaults, or you can create one if you want to. The cost price and the sale price. So there's two ways of going around that. So the cost price is the price that the price that you buy the material, right? So this one's pretty easy. The sale price is the price that you're gonna sell the material. So there's many ways of selling, of creating a quote. Some people like to put all costs and then add the profit at the end. Some people like to create to create add a margin on every material and every time. So if you're more of the first kind, where you want to sell, have all the prices at cost on the quote and then add a profit, you put the sell price the same as the cost price. If you want to have a margin, then you put the sell price a little bit higher than your cost price, as it is right now. The thing with that is that on your project costs, this will impact the material line on your project cost. So if you want to have a difference between the two, you should put a cost price, a sell price higher than your cost price with a margin. You can also leave a note on your materials so that you have a note on there. You can also have calculation variables. Those calculation variables are used in the assemblies to actually know how many packages, let's say, of shingles here that you need on a project. So basically, this is the surface. This is the length. You can add as many as you want in there, as many calculation variables as you want. The thing is here, those two are usually all you need. So if you have, let's say, surface here, so you'll be able to say, let's say I have 2,000 square foot of a roof to cover. How many packages of shingles I need. So I just that's the value that's going to be used for that. So let's save that. And now you see you have the shingles, you have the category, you have the name, and you have the code. So those three here, this is what is going to be used to actually search for that. You can create all your materials manually like that, one by one, or you can use an Excel sheet. So the best way to import all your materials is through an Excel sheet. If you don't know the format, the simplest way to do that is just export the list of materials you have here. There you go. Let me just open that for you. You export the list of materials that you already have. Even if it's empty, it's going to give you all the columns you need. And here you have all the columns you need. And then if I want to, let's say, add a maximum 303 at maybe $90, and I sell that for 120, and then this is units, and then that goes into ventilation like that, and then the 00, and then I just need to add it like this, save my Excel sheet, and just use that to import. It's the same attributes that you see here that are on the exported file that you can use to import afterward. So you can do that, and just if you have any question, any trouble, you can contact us at support@ccubeapp.com, or use the chat below here to ask us any question and contact the support team. Thank you.